In a world where riches often hide behind family crests and inherited power, one man crafted his empire not from privilege, but pure, relentless ambition. His name? Monaco Zeus. Long before he graced the covers of luxury magazines or held court in palaces fit for kings, Zeus was just a boy in a forgotten European village, where the wind carried more dust than dreams. He didn't come from wealth. There were no trust funds or private schools, only grit, discipline, and a hunger for more. While others played in fields, he studied markets. While his friends imagined fairy tales, he read business journals and dissected success stories like puzzles. By the time he turned 20, Zeus had left behind the gravel roads of his childhood and entered the metallic pulse of a booming metropolis, a place where ambition could either ignite or implode. The skyline was lined with glass towers that seemed to scrape the stars, and Zeus was ready to climb. It was there he made his first daring move, investing in a fledgling tech startup during the early whispers of the digital revolution. Most saw it as a gamble. Zeus saw it as destiny. That single leap, guided by instinct and sharpened by vision, paid off in a way few could have predicted. The startup exploded. And so did his bank account. But Zeus wasn't content with a single win. Instead, he built a portfolio that spanned industries like a general commanding legions. Luxury real estate, designer fashion labels, fine art, rare commodities. He conquered them all. Where others played it safe, Zeus moved boldly, strategically, and always 10 steps ahead. The boy who once walked barefoot on cracked cobblestone was now the man strolling through marble corridors in his $240 million estate. Perched on a sun-drenched cliff in Monaco, his mansion doesn't whisper luxury, it roars it. From a distance, it looks like a modern-day fortress. But step inside, and you enter a world sculpted by obsession. Gold-plated fixtures catch the light at every turn. Velvet curtains cascade like waterfalls. Every room is wrapped in rare materials, imported marble from Carrara, oak hand-carved by centuries-old Italian guilds, and chandeliers that once lit Parisian ballrooms. Even the air feels curated. The grand staircase leads to a private theater, designed not like a cinema, but a royal opera house. Plush seating, acoustics tuned to perfection, and a collection of films and concerts available only to billionaires like Zeus. And then there's the wardrobe. This isn't a closet, it's a museum of style. Zeus doesn't wear clothes. He wears legacy. Each suit is a custom creation, designed by the world's top fashion houses. Armani, Balmain, Ralph Lauren. They don't send catalogs. They send emissaries. His daily routine begins not with alarm clocks, but with ocean breezes wafting through panoramic glass walls. Breakfast is served by private chefs who rotate seasonally from Michelin-starred kitchens. Organic truffle omelets, caviar-infused pastries, and espresso brewed with water flown in from glacial springs, every bite curated like fine art. But his mornings aren't just lavish, they're efficient. He reviews portfolios from his sun terrace overlooking the Mediterranean, closing multi-million-dollar deals before the rest of the world finishes breakfast. Step into his garage and you're no longer in a home. You're in an automotive cathedral. Rows of hand-polished supercars rest under museum lighting. Limited edition Ferraris, Lamborghinis custom-painted in matte obsidian, one-off Bugattis with interiors stitched from ostrich leather. Each vehicle is not just transportation, but sculpture. Their engines don't growl, they sing. Every ignition is a symphony, every exit a declaration. And then come the parties. These aren't gatherings. They are immersive worlds. Zeus doesn't throw events, he choreographs fantasies. Held inside his mansion or aboard one of his floating palaces, these soirees attract royalty, movie stars, tech tycoons, and global icons. No invitations. No cameras. Only whispers. Guests arrive by helicopter. They're met by white-gloved butlers and string quartets. There are candlelit dinners served on sapphire-encrusted china and midnight fireworks launched from the sea. Some nights feature masquerades, where identities blur and luxury rules. Other nights, it's Riviera-themed rooftop galas with floating champagne fountains and live performances from Grammy-winning artists flown in on private jets. And through it all, Zeus remains calm, unshaken. Always dressed in elegance, watching it unfold like a director behind a cinematic masterpiece. But his kingdom doesn't end on land. Monaco Zeus doesn't travel the way ordinary people do. To him, the sky isn't a destination, it's part of his dominion. His private jet isn't merely a plane, it's a palace with wings. Outfitted in ivory leather and brushed gold, the cabin is more refined than most five-star hotels. Panoramic windows stretch across the fuselage, offering uninterrupted views of the horizon. At 40,000 feet, Zeus sips aged scotch while reviewing deals in a private boardroom, steps away from a suite lined with cashmere blankets and a rainfall shower trimmed in crystal. Why wait in airport lounges when you can own the sky? Every detail of his jet is bespoke. The gourmet kitchen serves a rotating menu curated by world-renowned chefs. There's a digital gallery on board that projects his rotating art collection onto the cabin walls. And when it's time to rest, a soundproof sleeping chamber with temperature-controlled sheets awaits. But even the air isn't vast enough for a man like Zeus. When he wants something more fluid, more cinematic, he turns to the sea. Docked along the French Riviera is his fleet of mega-yachts. Not one. Not two. A fleet. Each one a floating kingdom crafted by the finest naval architects alive. The flagship of his fleet, the Olympus, stretches longer than a football field. It boasts multiple helipads, an underwater observatory where guests can dine as sharks drift by, and a zero-edge infinity pool that seems to melt into the horizon. Inside, a spa that rivals the world's top retreats, a private IMAX theater, and a ballroom with ceilings adorned in hand-painted frescoes. When Monaco Zeus sails, the world watches. And when he throws a party on board, it's not just an event, it's a page in modern legend. These floating galas are steeped in mystery. Celebrities sign NDAs before boarding. Guests are flown in from global fashion weeks, political summits, and Silicon Valley boardrooms. Fire dancers, aerial violinists, and candlelit dinners under starlit canopies, it's indulgence without limits. For quick getaways or city hopping between billion-dollar meetings, Zeus uses his luxury helicopters. With handcrafted leather interiors, ambient lighting, and full-glass domes, they feel more like airborne lounges than aircraft. Whether gliding above the Monaco coast or touching down at his vineyard in Tuscany, his arrival is always an event. But Monaco Zeus doesn't just live in luxury. He wears it. His fashion game is beyond elite. It's ritualistic. He doesn't shop, he commissions. Designers from Gucci, Dior, and Tom Ford don't pitch ideas. They present collections created just for him. His wardrobe resides not in closets, but in a temperature-controlled fashion vault resembling a museum. Each suit is a declaration of identity, tailored down to the last millimeter, lined with exotic fabrics like spider silk and vicuña wool, and stitched with thread spun from platinum. Every shoe, every tie, every button tells a story. And when Zeus hosts his private fashion shows, yes, private fashion shows, they aren't just previews. They are theatrical unveilings held in candlelit halls or the decks of his yachts, attended by select guests who view designs before the world even knows they exist. His timepieces are masterpieces in their own right. Zeus doesn't collect watches. He collects moments carved into metal and time. Rare models from Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, and Rolex sit in his vault, some embedded with meteorite fragments, others encrusted with black diamonds mined from extinct volcanoes. Many are custom-engineered, designed for him alone. To him, every tick of the clock is not just time passing, it's legacy being measured. Step into his private gallery and you're no longer in a home. You're in a universe of human achievement. Original canvases by Van Gogh. Sculptures dating back to ancient Rome. Rare manuscripts locked behind laser-secured glass. This isn't a collection, it's a living museum. A cathedral of creativity. The kind of place curators from the Louvre and the Met would kill to enter. He owns books written by kings, and letters penned by revolutionaries. Pieces of history, preserved in silence, displayed with reverence. And then, there's the tech. Hidden in his penthouse vault are custom-engineered gadgets you'll never find on shelves. Gold-plated smartphones that double as biometric safes. Gaming consoles only ever made for global royalty. Even prototype AI assistants developed exclusively for his use. Every item in Zeus's world serves a purpose, whether utility, beauty, or simply as a monument to what's possible when money meets imagination. Yet for all his extravagance, for all the spectacle, there's one side of Monaco Zeus few ever see. The quiet side. The generous side. The one who donates millions through anonymous foundations, ensuring rural children have schools, endangered forests remain untouched, and hospital wings in underserved regions bear no name but change countless lives. While others make headlines for their giving, Zeus prefers silence. His only reward? Entire villages have clean water today because of a signature he placed quietly on a check. Medical research has surged ahead thanks to his silent funding. Disaster zones have received rapid aid from convoys he chartered with zero publicity. It's this balance, the raw power of wealth paired with the humility to use it, that makes him more than just a billionaire. It makes him a force. Because to Monaco Zeus, luxury isn't just about gold chandeliers and leather-bound jets. True luxury is the freedom to build, to inspire, to give. To live a life where every detail reflects your vision, and every decision echoes across continents. And perhaps that's the real story here. Not just a man who lives like royalty, but one who rewrote what royalty even means.